We all grow up hearing certain truths that seem undeniable. Eat breakfast every day. Make sure to take your daily vitamins and drink plenty of milk. But a closer look reveals that many of these truths were actually born in boardrooms and advertising agencies. These marketing campaigns have shaped our habits, culture, and beliefs more than any medical study ever has. Here are 5 famous marketing myths that have shaped our culture. Myths that many of us still accept without question. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You've probably heard that line your entire life, from your parents, teachers, or maybe even your doctor. But here's the truth. That phrase wasn't born out of science. It was born out of marketing. In the early 20th century, cereal companies like Kellogg's and General Foods were trying to establish breakfast cereal as a household staple. To do that, they needed to convince the public that breakfast mattered, that skipping breakfast was actually a health risk. The solution? A powerful slogan. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That memorable slogan became a part of our everyday language. Behind the scenes, public relations experts worked with food companies to conduct surveys asking doctors if they thought we should eat breakfast. Most said yes, based on general beliefs, not any clinical studies. But that was enough to launch a campaign that was backed by expert opinion. Decades of cereal commercials, school posters, and nutrition messaging followed. Suddenly, breakfast wasn't just important, it was essential. And cereals loaded with sugar were framed as the best way to start your day. But modern nutrition science tells a different story. For some people, especially kids, breakfast can improve focus and energy. But for others, particularly adults, skipping breakfast is perfectly fine. In fact, depending on your goals and lifestyle, there could be some health benefits to skipping breakfast. Got milk? If you were a kid growing up in the 90s, you definitely heard this slogan. Growing up, my family drank milk with pretty much every meal. I think my mom bought 3 gallons of milk a week. We were all convinced that milk was super good for us, when in reality, it probably wasn't any better than most other drinks. It's actually heavily processed, and there are a lot better alternatives to get those nutrients that milk claims to be giving you. But in the 90s, the Got Milk campaign was everywhere. Launched in 1993 by the California Milk Processor Board, the campaign convinced millions of Americans that drinking milk was good for strong bones, healthy living, and a happy life. But here's the thing. Science doesn't fully support that, and it never really did. The campaign didn't focus on actual nutritional evidence. Instead, it used emotional storytelling and scarcity, showing people in frustrating situations dying for a glass of milk. All of this was to drive home one message: you need milk. Then came those weird milk mustache ads. They featured celebrities like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and David Beckham, all with these weird milk mustaches claiming that successful people drank milk. But the health claims behind this campaign have always been shaky. While milk does contain calcium and vitamin D, studies have shown that high dairy intake doesn't necessarily reduce the risk of bone fractures. It may even be linked to certain health issues like acne, bloating, or some cancers. Many adults are also lactose intolerant, especially in non-European populations. So drinking milk is actually unnecessary and harmful in a large portion of the world. The truth is, most people can get those nutrients that are found in milk in other ways, by eating food. But because of decades of marketing, we treat milk as this healthy essential. Hair grows back thicker after shaving. One of the most persistent beauty myths out there is that hair grows thicker and darker after shaving. You've likely had people tell you this before. I know my mom has told me this. But guess what? It's completely untrue. Shaving simply cuts hair at the surface of the skin. It doesn't change the thickness, color, or growth rate of the hair follicle. This myth was used by razor companies to get you to shave more frequently. The more you shave, the more razors you need to buy. It's still a myth that's widely believed, especially with teens and first-time shavers. But we can go back even further with the razor companies. I found this one really interesting. For most of history, shaving was considered a male-only grooming practice. It wasn't until the early 20th century when fashion trends shifted to shorter skirts and sleeveless dresses that shaving for women became a thing. With the fashion trends changing, razor companies saw an opportunity to market to women. They launched marketing campaigns convincing women that underarm and leg hair was undesirable, unattractive, and not healthy. Now they can sell razors to everyone, not just men. The idea that women had to shave became normalized in our culture, and razors for women turned into a massive, lucrative market. And that persistent myth that hair grows back thicker and darker kept women shaving, ensuring repeat, lifelong customers. Diamonds are forever. The phrase "diamonds are forever" is one of the most powerful marketing slogans in our history. Created by DeBeers in 1947, this has been one of the most successful marketing campaigns ever created. But in case you didn't know, diamonds aren't inherently unique or valuable. This whole idea that a diamond engagement ring is a symbol for love is a totally manufactured social norm. It was engineered by clever advertising instead of a natural demand. Back in the 1930s, the diamond industry faced a problem. Diamonds were plentiful, but most people didn't see them as an essential for romance or status. Enter DeBeers, who launched a massive campaign to convince the public that diamonds were special, unique, rare, and a symbol of romance. The slogan "Diamonds are forever" wasn't just catchy. It created a story that diamonds are priceless and worth a fortune. And while diamonds are pretty, they're not the only symbol or even the best symbol of love. But despite this slogan changed our culture forever. Almost everyone still believes that diamonds are a must-have for engagements. To this day, people will spend thousands of dollars on an engagement ring, and people get judged by the size of their diamond all the time. It's wild. Take your vitamins. When I was a kid, I vividly remember sitting at the kitchen table with my grandparents. They would have a lineup of all these different pills next to their morning coffee. I remember asking my grandma one time, "What are all these pills for?" And she explained one by one. This fish oil was for her joints. This pill was to help prevent osteoporosis. This one was to help her skin and nails. The idea that you need vitamins has become so ingrained that some people will pop a pill every day just because they think they have to. But the truth is, if you're a healthy individual eating a balanced diet, most of these vitamins aren't necessary. It's usually a complete waste of money, and in some cases could even be harmful to your health. This widespread belief in vitamins didn't just happen naturally. It was largely driven by the booming vitamin and supplement industry. They have a strong financial incentive to convince consumers that they need these pills to fill in nutrition gaps. Aggressive marketing, celebrity endorsements, and false health claims have helped this industry grow. People are convinced that vitamins are an essential way to prevent illness, boost energy, and do a lot of other things. But there's limited scientific evidence that supports these claims. Research has consistently shown that while some vitamins may help certain groups of individuals, like pregnant women or older people, or people with specific nutrient deficiencies, most people don't see huge health benefits from taking them. And they can actually cause some health issues if you rely on them too heavily. At the end of the day, the push for daily vitamins is more of a marketing tactic than an actual health benefit. If you eat a balanced, nutritious diet, you're probably getting everything you need. And if you aren't sure, the best way to find out is to go get a blood test. That way your doctor can see if you're deficient in any specific vitamins or nutrients and prescribe you things that you actually need. Marketing is super powerful at shaping what we believe and how we act, often without us even noticing. That's why so many of these facts from old campaigns are still around today. What are some other marketing myths that you might have fallen for? Drop a comment down below, and thanks so much for watching.